Sometimes people just don't learn. They just don't get it. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, they just don't get it. A lot of people who have carved a pretty good living off of the crucible. For instance, if you go to Sarah the Tomato's channel, her top 18, just just put most popular in her live. The top 18, meaning the best 18 videos that she has, the top, are all me. I didn't even know I had appeared 18 times on Sarah the Tomato's channel. I didn't even know I had been there 18 times. But the 18 times I was there are the best performing videos on the entire channel. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Now, a little bit of drama pop off. I woke up this morning, and by this morning I mean late afternoon, and was listening to Rob Knorr ranting and a raven on his channel. And I was like, well, what's all this about? What's Rob upset about? So I was tuning in and laughing as he kind of was covering what was going on. But let me explain what's going on. So I have this rule, right? There's two of them, really. The first is you put a knife in my back, you only ever get to do it once. That's the first rule. It's a good rule. I used to be like, yeah, we can maybe work it out, and but over the years, I've just decided that it's just too much work, and I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And the second is, if you're too stupid to get it, you're too dangerous to work with. Those are the two rules. Pretty easy, right? You're too stupid to get it, then there's no point in working with you. And if you stick a knife in my back, that's the end of it. Now, I don't ever do the revenge thing. I never go for repercussions. I never do any of that. I do the worst possible thing that you could ever do to a person, which is I just cut off all contact with them. That's it. That's usually the worst possible thing you could ever do to people who stick a knife in your back. So that usually works the best for me. Now, the original How to Lose Friends and Burn Bridges was a video I did about a year ago on Alex PWF, who decided that he was going to go to a panel that I was not on and talk about me with his friends on that panel when I wasn't around. Felt like a pretty brutal betrayal of a guy who, if you go and sort his videos by most popular, his live streams, guess what you find? The exact same thing. A lot of people who cut a nice hog off of me who just can't help. They just can't help themselves. And this is why I always say, too, never trust an e-girl. Never, ever trust an e-girl. Because it's not even that they're malicious. They just don't get it. And you can't explain it to them. You can never explain it because they just don't understand it. Now, the last message I sent to Sarah was, remember nepotism. Nepotism is how you stay successful in this world. Nepotism is how you stay successful. They just don't understand. And I don't know how else I can explain it. So we're going to dive into this. Let me give you a little bit of backstory here, because I didn't know exactly what was going on until I dove in and learned what was going on. I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory so that you understand what's happening here. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to stop this systematically in order to explain more backstory to you. So you're either going to be here at the beginning of the stream and get it, or you're not. What's happening here, what you're seeing, is Rob Knorr, who is in a debate panel with Radical Coder, the Powder Dusty, stupidest name ever, Nova Star, and it's moderated by this gentleman here, Trippy. Okay? That's what's happening. That's what you're looking at. Now, what happened is Rob, who is a world class debater, literally world class debater, has been up against the best in the world and beat them, is a valued asset to the Crucible because, well, he has this particular job that he's really good at. As stupid leftists to orbit and become dominant forces online, he catches them before they can and beats them down into the ground where they belong verbally. That's what he does. And he's really good at it. Now, it's a pretty thankless job. Pretty thankless job, but that's what he does. These pop their head up and he plays whack-a-mole with them. They pop their head up, hey, I want to be a big lefty star. And Rob is right there to smack their ass right back down and says, no, you're not. No, you're not. And absolutely savages them back into their stupid little hidey holes from which they came. It's a very thankless job, but he's really good at it. Really good at it. And for that, Rob, we thank you. Now, he decided, since Rob is a popular streamer, and he actually has quite a large audience, considering how badly he's been blacklisted all over the internet, he decided that he would go on and do yet another debate where Radical Coder, who's popping his head up for the purpose of some type of prominence, and he's doing what he does best, which is to bash them about the head and shoulders verbally and stuff them back into their coom hole where they belong. In this particular exchange, the beginning of this panel, Rob wanted to give these people a taste of their own medicine. I had a bad feeling in how she moderated the last debate. Yeah. Anyway, he wanted to give them a taste of their own medicine. And so what he did on this particular panel is he wanted to demonstrate for them that it's necessary to have people like him on, world-class debaters who are prominent, know people, and have a good following, that if you f with those guys, right, your bread and butter from most of these non-tent makers, and what I mean by non-tent is they rely on other people 100% for all of their content. None of them are standalone creators like myself or Rob. Sure, we can rely on people for it, but we don't have to. We can have people on the show. We don't need them. We can do solo shows. We can do debates. It doesn't really matter. We're just awesome at what we do. So anyway, back to the story at hand. Back to the story at hand. To teach these guys a lesson about the moderator from Trippy here, Rob decided that he would stay on the panel, mute himself, right, and just allow these guys to continue with the boring panel that they had planned and show them that without him, it was not going to be a very good one. And, well, he was right. He was right. Now, interestingly enough, why do I give a shit about this? Well, I don't. I don't give a shit if this guy's a bad moderator. I don't give a shit if Rob Knorr lost a debate or won a debate. I don't give a shit about any of that because, frankly, it's none of my business, right? Rob can debate where he wants, who he wants. Him coming to work for the Crucible, we had the deal up front that Rob can do whatever content he wants, and I'm not going to interfere, and I never have. Not my business. So I don't care about any of that. I don't give a shit about any of these people who are over here talking mad as they send trolls after Rob after this debate. I don't care about that either. Only care about one thing, which is this person here. You may know her as Sarah the Tomato, who, honestly, the truth is, only has a channel which is beginning to rise to prominence, due 100,000% to the Crucible, and one Andrew Wilson. That's it. Nope. 100% due to us. That's it. Not even in dispute that this is the case. Now, why is it that Sarah would be on a panel while all of these other non-tent maker anonymous idiots are sending trolls over to Rob's channel and participating and contributing to that when she knows how important Rob Knorr is to the Crucible and how much of a valued team member he is? I have no idea, but that was the stupidest thing that she's probably ever done. Because what you don't do is go on somebody else's panel and go after your own people. That's the opposite of nepotism. A very stupid move. Can all these people talk with impunity? Sure. Do I give a shit? No. Never commented on it before? Because, frankly, they're fleas on our ass. They're meaningless. Okay, totally meaningless people on the internet. And they've made zero dent in society ever with anybody. They've never made a single dent. This idiot's been streaming as long as I have. This one, longer than me. And they've never made a single dent. Except, of course, Rob, who has done a lot and been in some of the largest, most brutal Bloodsport debates which you could ever find online. He's been on Tim Pool. He's been on massive shows, right? He's the only one here who, in the greater scheme of things, even matters. That's it. And also very close friends with me, and he's an employee of the Crucible. Now, what you're about to see is Sarah the Tomato here setting her feet on fire to warm up her hands. I have no idea why she decided to do this. You have no idea the opportunities which have been extended to her through me, right? But it's my own fault. I take full responsibility for all of this. So here's Sarah's useful aspect of what she does. She books me debates. That's it. I adhere to the moderation of the debate because that's what I do. That's the relationship, right? And I've always said for people who support us, we'll support them. A lot of these very obscure channels get a lot of subs and get a lot of cash because of that. I mean, a lot. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. You don't come for the very people who are at the forefront who provision you, make it possible. She's about to have a big 20,000 sub party. Oh, that's great. That's great. You're welcome. My only business here is why it would be that she would be on a panel that's not hers, criticizing and laughing as they send trolls to Rob Knorr's channel, who we spent significant amount of resources to grow and make sure had enough of a force so that he could play whack-a-mole with up-and-coming leftists. So let's dive in and watch the complete kerfuffle as this woman completely destroys all working relationship with yours truly forevermore.
Well, I don't know. How should I say this, Star?
Isn't she doing DebateCon? Oh, no. Oh, you're right. Oh, my God. Oh, how would we ever be able to coordinate DebateCon without her? Mantid will be taking over DebateCon. No problem. We'll switch the coordination right to Mantid. That was a great opportunity for Sarah. Not for me. We got a great staff. My staff will take that over in 5 seconds. I'll pay her out what I promised her for DebateCon. Done.
You should kick Rob off the panel.
I would
I swear to God.
I would probably do, and then close it probably shortly after, unless somebody's going to take somebody's place.
Unless somebody's going to give me an extraordinarily high amount of money to drop Rob. That'd be great. It'll go to mom's medication. I think that's all.
So Tippy asking, because Rob's not participating at this point in the panel, Tippy doesn't exactly know what to do. He doesn't know if he should drop Rob or not drop Rob. He's in quite the conundrum here. Conundrum one, if he drops Rob, he's lost any potential audience he might have because none of these have one. So he's trying to hold out. Tippy's trying to hold out. He's like, well, maybe I can make a little bit of money from somebody at least, and that way when I drop Rob, it won't be a complete bust. I don't blame him. Isn't it funny, though, that I taught all of these channels, all of them, how to even make money with their channels? I taught every one of them, either directly or indirectly, how to even make money with their channels on YouTube. Idiots.
No need. I wouldn't want to step on Ryan's time. If it's my turn to speak, let me know. Otherwise,
so you're going to passive aggressively crash out.
Trippy, I would be happy to make it up to you and Nova Star to come on and talk to you guys. I'll rate.
Rob says to Trippy here, Trippy, I'll be happy to come back on and make this up to you. Okay? I get it. This didn't work out. It's not necessarily your fault. I'll come back and make it up to you, but these guys.
Over to your channel, everyone that's watching, no problem. But for now, everyone needs to be educated in the fantastic wisdom of Ryan. He clearly has so much to say. So I'll sit in the back until it's my turn to speak again.
Did he raid them?
Go ahead. Just so you know.
I doubt it, and he's crying like a right now.
Now, you see, these people on this panel are talking. What you can't see is that this individual right down here is Sarah the Tomato. It's not that she's not saying anything. It's that soon she will just have to join in on the pile-on as they begin sending trolls over to Rob's channel after this.
Once again, I guess I'll respond once again. Rob, as you can all tell, is not engaging. He is not demonstrating that there is a governor who is refusing to follow a federal court order. He is not demonstrating that ICE.
Put them up there together one-on-one to see if he's engaged.
He's not demonstrating that ICE is incapable of carrying out their duties, or the police are incapable or willing them to carry out their duties. He's not showing that the courts are not working. He's not showing this to Little Rock.
People can't even afford non-stuttering internet. You see how beautiful this stream is? Isn't it gorgeous? It's crisp. Looks professional. Got great audio, handsome host. It has everything you could ever want. These can't even seem to get a panel together that doesn't stutter the entire time.
Just asserting that because of some bastardized standard of the Insurrection Act that he has engaged with by debating.
Good man to stand behind a brother. Bros before hoes. Simple. How many times have I told you people? How many times? I don't even give a shit if Rob was 100% in the wrong. I don't even care if he was. When your boy gets up at the bar, you get up with him. It don't even matter if they're in the wrong. Now, he's not in the wrong, but even if he was in the wrong, I don't care. We're in an ideological war, and we're not punching right. It ain't happening. That's
much left-wing streamers that he can now invoke the Insurrection Act based on that standard.
Where's the handsome host?
Which is very silly, but if he doesn't want to engage, I mean, that's on him. Like, I think it's a bad idea, and I think it's very
This is a convoluted explanation. Well, go to your channel and tell your 5 viewers about it.
clear it's a bad idea. It's going to be, as Dusty was explaining very well, it's an escalation, and we're obviously going to see escalation. There's going to be more and more people who are protesting. There's going to be more and more people who are potentially even breaking laws and they're protesting or even engaging in violence. And the police will likely continue to crack down on that, as they have been, thankfully, because they are able.
Blah, 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 blah.
The Insurrection Act, send the military.
Put them up together.
Stop. Okay, I'm taking off. Thanks for having me.
Let him up together. He's not listening again.
Yep.
Wait, no. Why?
Because Rob's punking all of us, and he's trolling, and he's being disrespectful, and I don't know why any of you are still taking it seriously.
That's right. What Rob did was he gave you an object lesson. All of you are nobodies, and this isn't me being arrogant. I'm going to state the objective truth. In the greater scheme of things, I'm a nobody as well. In the larger scheme of things, it's scalable. Compared to many people like Steven Crowder, I'm a nobody. It's all scalable. But you're at the bottom of that scale. You people are at the very bottom of that scale. So yes, while scalable, and I agree that it is, okay, what you did was you just kicked off the only person there who even had an audience to even view any of you stupid talking about the shit you're talking about. It's a good object lesson for you in how you treat guests. Don't with them, especially when they have the following that you're counting on to make you the money, you stupid. Now, this is troll number one, what you're seeing here, that they sent over to troll Rob Knorr. He's part of this Panelverse Mafia, whatever the that is. And he just decided to come on and troll Rob, and you'll see him make an appearance back on the panel shortly, while these people mock Rob as this is going on.
Event.
I don't believe you. Anything else?
Is it because there's the doughboy behind me?
No, that looks like Eric Cartman. I don't think he's a doughboy.
Sorry, it was one.
You don't even know your own stupid backgrounds of jokes, huh?
I don't.
Right.
It's like
strike three.
So you have no advice as far as
I don't have any advice.
Do you go out? Do you engage with protesters? Do you engage with people like in the real world, or is it just online?
I ran for Congress, and you?
Did you succeed?
I did not. And you ran?
I guess I should try, right? Because they could probably.
I bet you do great. I bet you do great. Where do you live, by the way?
That was quite the setup.
What state?
Anytime. Waiting for her to chime in anytime to give a defense here. Or, even better, just not be a part of a panel coming after Rob Knorr. That would be good, too. You could try that. You could try just not. You know what? You don't even have to agree or disagree. You could just do what no one has ever successfully done in their entire life. You could just shut your mouth. You could just do that. She's not going to be able to help herself, though. You'll see. As Stupid here decides to troll.
There's a lot more than they do to get into the juicy.
But you can hear this cackling laughter, and you'll never guess who it's coming from.
This me royally every day for a long time until recently. So ever since I discovered your content,
life. Is that what you call him?
Who my boyfriend?
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. Sometimes he has different names.
Called Rob Knorr, and he wants me to be called Destiny.
No.
Yeah,
really?
Destiny, and then, I call him Rob. Yeah.
Gee, listen to that laugh. Who's that coming from?
Me royally every day for a long time until recently. So ever since I discovered your content,
life. Is that what you call him?
Who my boyfriend?
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. He has different names.
Called Rob Knorr, and he wants me to be called Destiny.
No.
Yeah,
really?
Destiny, and then, I call him Rob. Yeah.
Wow. That's it.
Ha 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 ha. What an optics nightmare. It just continues to get worse and worse and worse. Watch for yourself. Ha 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 ha. Well, guess what? Ha 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 ha. I know that there are going to be people who say, why don't you bring Sarah up to give her side of things? Why didn't she bring Rob up to give his? She can sit and suffer and watch. Just like he had to wake up and suffer and watch her knife him right in the back on a panel that it was none of her business, had nothing to do, it wasn't her show, staying on with these stupid Panelverse idiots, nobodies. They don't even cam up, they're nobody. Chuckle Wucklin while they send trolls over to try to make an optical spectacle of Rob Knorr. Here's a dirty secret. Rob's a better debater than I am. Not with philosophy, but on normative political issues, Rob's the best I've ever seen. Nobody's even close. And he's front and center. He's got his face out there for everybody to ridicule. He's taken on the biggest debates you can imagine, and he's been ridiculed over and over and over again, blacklisted, everything else. And this stupid dude, yeah, in a philosophical debate, I would just completely rip Rob's face off, and he knows it. But on normative politics, unless he's doing the libertarian, okay, then he's going to have trouble. But he's the best. He's the best, and he's a great commentator. And by the way, I also proudly call him one of my best friends. He's one of my best friends. Like, this guy has been, you can't even imagine how kind this man is behind the scenes, especially to yours truly and my family. Especially when we were in our time of need. There was Rob. Rob is not replaceable. You don't make new Rob Knorrs. I'm never going to be able to sit down with a person and over the years mold them into a brand new Rob Knorr. He's not replaceable. All these idiots, nobody's ever going to know who the they are ever. They stream to 3 to 7 to 10 people if they're lucky, and that's usually from other Panelverse members. They all just watch each other's streams. It's the most pathetic display that you've ever seen. Rob Noor is not replaceable. He is not a person who can be replaced. You don't get to make a new one.
That's why I just laugh at them. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, you know what, though? This is what I mean, dude. They're trying to stop the cook.
I know. All right, man. Thanks.
Hey,
We'll
no, don't listen, bro. They're trying to stop the cook.
Okay.
Like you're
Well, thank you, man.
fake
It's
ass, bro. You're a fake, and I hope you recognize that.
There we go. Another troll sent over by the all-powerful Panelverse.
No, we
Don't
can
you
tell
love
that
the
it's
guy
eating
that's
you
so
alive.
Now, mind you, they're watching this live. They're watching this live, sending their trolls over so that they can make live commentary to try to humiliate my good friend Rob Noor. Have you heard a single peep in his defense by Sarah the Tomato? Single peep. And by the way, even if she didn't want to speak up to defend our good friend Rob Noor, she could have just not been there. Here's the thing that's hilarious. I'm just going to point this out, right? Anybody can do Sarah's job. Anybody can reach out who has a channel, right, who wants to book debates and invite me to a 1v1 debate with somebody who I'm interested in debating, and I'll go debate there. I'm not particular. Sarah's always been replaceable. That's what's hilarious. She's always been replaceable. Rob Noor, he's not replaceable. He can't be replaced. He's one of the best that there is at what he does. I'm not going to find another Rob Noor. Sarah's are growing on trees. Now, you just walk outside and pick them like they're apples. They're everywhere. There's a million different panel hosts who are out there, a gazillion, in fact. And again, I don't even have anything against any of these people. Not a single one of them. Why? They're not affiliated with us. They're not people of great import who I respect, right? I don't give a shit what they say. I don't care if Powdered Dusty does a stream tomorrow talking about me all day. I'll still go on a show and do a debate. I don't even fucking care about that. Don't care at all. Not the point. Point is that you don't go out of your way to join in a panel with nobodies like this and troll a channel like Rob Noor's, talk a bunch of shit about him with these people when all of your bills are being paid by the Crucible. You.
Hold back in. And Dusty. Look at that. There he is. How's your boys doing, man?
Man, they were funny. They were the best part of the show.
Where are you? Did you watch a lot?
I watched a little bit.
Oh.
Well, I watched when people went over, basically.
Oh.
I watched North come over.
You guys are great. That's it. You just breath and say, yeah, we're great.
Well, we're great.
This audience is paying this woman's bills. Not her audience. This audience is paying her goddamn bills. This one. They could go after Rob Noor. You. She didn't just cross the line. She gleefully took a running long jump over it. No. No.
Does it feel...
Watch. It just keeps getting worse. You'll see. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
Does it feel bad getting blown out in debates all the time and being worthless?
Bro, you're kidding.
No.
You look... Yeah, that's not what happened.
Now, the Powder Dusty, who's on this panel currently, is live again with Rob. Right? They're continuing the trolling.
You know that's not what happened.
That's absolutely... The one-on-one discussion we had, you weren't even close.
Dude.
You know it. You know it.
No, you're coping.
Yes,
hard.
you know that's true.
You're coping so hard.
What are you talking about? I'm not coping at all.
Every time,
You know that's
every time I've been in a debate with you, you have either rage quit or tried to rage quit.
Dude, Radical Coder is the best debater I've ever seen. He crushed me, but I f***ed you up. You know it's.
I
true.
mean, you're being sarcastic, but you
not anymore. In one
I
SB,
ran.
The guy that they sent over to troll Rob now popping up on this panel. That's really weird. It was like there was some kind of coordinated effort here, because there was, to try to optically make Rob Noor look bad, because there was. It almost seems like Sarah's participating in this, because she is.
need to go back and see when you went in there again last time.
Well, I want to be the bigger person here and say that we got smoked, y'all. We got to, take our losses on the chest. It's true. Even I don't know anything about the guy. I'll be fair here. I just know that he's like a standard conservative. But Ortho, pretty bad showing. The other guy, what's the guy with the hat? Really bad. I mean, following that was just like I was so secondhand embarrassed. I wanted to cry. But we can do better next time.
What?
We're gonna win in the Song Olympics. Hashtag
I
David
wasn't.
Wayne.
I wasn't there to. I wasn't there to troll him. Like I genuinely am annoyed. Like I'm genuinely annoyed with him.
Everybody did great. It was actually funny as, and yeah,
it was funny. They went and trolled him. It was hilarious. Okay,
act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Well, I think this is what happens when people with the panel verse that way, right? If you're not a panel verse person and you come in and you try to with the panel verse,
who's this talking? Why, that's Sarah the Tomato talking. Let's make sure we don't miss a second.
Trolled him. Like I genuinely am.
Woman, give me another drink, please.
I'm annoyed. Like I'm genuinely annoyed with him.
Everybody did great. It was actually funny as, and yeah, act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Rob acts like a joke. He gets treated like a joke. The only person who's on any of these panels who's not a joke, who's had real life effects in the world. The only person who's made any sort of dent in the culture war at all. The only one who's ever done anything. He's the joke. All of these no cam, no name, nobodies, they're the successful people you see.
well, I think this is what happens when people with the panel verse that way.
Sarah says this is what happens when people with the panel verse.
Right. If you're not a panel verse person and you come in and you try to with the panel verse people, like they will all band together. Like you just can't do that. You just can't. You can't go around to panel verse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back, you know.
Bring me a shot, please. Yeah, that's Sarah. Her mic is showing, you stupid. Look. Whoa, whose audio box is that?
Like, I think I think he doesn't know the power of.
Yeah, that's Sarah, you stupid idiot. Kiss you. Your little teeny tiny little panel. You. Let's listen to it again.
You come in and you try to with the panel verse people.
Oh, you try to with the panel verse people. Oh no, not the panel verse people who I've blown out 1,000,000 times.
Like they will all band together.
Well, I agree. She's right. Listen to the last part
You
here.
come in and you try to with the panel verse people, like they will all band together.
You come in though, and you try to with the Crucible, and we all band together too.
Like you just can't do that. You just can't. You can't go around to panel verse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or with host shows and do that kind of stuff. Expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, "Oh yeah, come on back." You know, like I think he doesn't know the power of the panel verse.
I think he doesn't know the power of the panel verse. What part of the Crucible takes care of its own people are we not understanding here? We take care of our own people. You know where you're never going to catch me? On oppositional panels talking about Rob Knorr. Even worse, because it's a sneak attack. And it's going after somebody that they think is somebody that they can target and attempt to humiliate in order to bring the light of the Crucible down, in order to make the Crucible look bad. So they go after what they consider the weak link. the guy who does have a public persona who's affiliated with the Crucible because he's employed by us. By the way, best decision I ever made was employing that guy. Best one I ever made. The entire time I've been streaming. Don't tell me that this isn't coordinated, because I can clearly see it's coordinated, and I can clearly see all these people talking about this guy when he's not even there.
Is confusion. But you can examine the way they think and the way they reason, and you start to see it as a symptom of something larger. You go, well, what is it? And some people just kind of colloquially say, well, it's the rejection of God. And that's true. That's probably a way to frame it. That's probably a simple way to summarize it or give a headline to it. But when we get into the paragraphs of the chapter called Rejection of God, and you examine how people think, well, what's the most common, aside from fallacies, there's a form of a fallacy that's common when we talk to these people. And what I find, at least in my conversations, is that the common mistake or blemish in their thinking ends up being categorical. There's like a categorical problem, that they have a problem properly mapping out categories and subcategories. It starts with the assumption of materialism, for example. The starting assumption that all is matter is already a demonstration of a flawed category system. Then you think about what categories are. Now, it makes sense if you miscategorize things, then the conclusions from that miscategorization just keep building on, almost like an error when you build a house. You start with one fundamental category or error, let's say a measurement, and then you start trying to build on that, and then you get more errors over time. It's like a cumulative. And we look at them, and they're already so far down the line. I mean, that guy was so cooked yesterday. God bless him, he was only 20-something. But it doesn't matter. You look at the Beaver Boy, same thing. He's in his 40s, totally cooked. And it's just too easy for me to say, well, it's just the rejection of God, which is true. It's the rejection of God, which is the spiritual element. The spiritual element, the fogginess, clouds the intellectual element. But even if you just looked at the intellectual for a second, you look at categories. That's the way we piece together knowledge. Knowledge is theory-laden. And if you were to visualize it, you'd have a whole maybe section of main categories. And under those main categories, we craft or isolate subcategories. And the reason Christianity, in particularly orthodoxy, is superior is because our metaphysics has proper categorization. And to look at categories as a mental feature, if those categories are absolute, this is the same argument I use for truth and knowledge and everything else, but it applies to categories. The framework of a mind, the framework of a perfect mind, would ground universals, particulars, logic, math, meaning, language, mind, information, and it would all be bound and based in something unchanging and perfect, a being, a mind. And so because Christians already assume this, even heterodox might get on board quite quickly with this notion that all is grounded in the mind of God. And when it comes to knowledge and categories and making sense of the world out there, the better we properly categorize things, the better or higher resolution we're going to come to descriptions. But if you don't accept this, you have to use arbitrary categories. And that's what we see. So when we're talking with these people and we're just like, our mind is blown. My mind was blown yesterday at how ridiculous his defense of evolution was. My mind was blown when I saw Beaver Boy debating that other guy. And of course, it's probably proper and right to say this is a spiritual issue, and it is. But at least to the extent we can examine the mental problem, the intellectual problem, I would say that it is, in many cases, a problem